Where do we look within the cycles when we feel like we should have more energy or capacity, but we don't? Let's explore it in my experience of working with the cycles today. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a cycles guide. Let me break it down with you. So I'm currently on day 9 of my menstrual cycle, and we are in the waxing crescent of the moon. So both of these energies are a building energy. The waxing, we're coming up, heading toward the peak of energy. And typically this is how I would feel. I would be excited about life. I'd be feeling that energy building within me. I would be having all of the ideas that I want to go and take action on. I have a higher physical energy. I have more mental capacity, more emotionally stable, and I just want to get out there and live my life. But right now, I am not feeling those energies. I am feeling like I want to go really slow. I am feeling really fatigued. I am feeling like I just want to stay at home and lay on the couch and do nothing. This is very similar energy to what I would feel a few days before my period comes. So, what does this mean when we look at the cycles? 2 of the cycles are telling me that I should have all of this building, exciting energy, but my physical experience is different. We can look to the seasons, and that is exactly what I do. Right now, in the southern hemisphere, we are approaching the winter solstice. We are only a few weeks away. And what that means is that energetically, with the Earth's seasons, we will be called inward. We will be called to slow down and to retreat, to start resetting and replenishing. We are on the descent into the void. And while my menstrual cycle is my predominant energy and the predominant cycle that kind of rules my body and my experience as a woman, I tap into the moon cycle too, but the seasons really impact us as well. And it's really important to know all of the layers of the cycle. Because while it's amazing to have menstrual cycle awareness and know what is going on inside of our bodies each month and moving with the flow of that rather than against it, similar with the moon energies that we can tap into, especially if you're not a menstruating woman, you would use the moon cycle in the same way. But they can become another set of rules, another set of shoulds that we go, I should be feeling this way, and more pressure that we put on ourselves. Of course, there is nuance involved, and when we bring in another layer, an understanding of the seasons, this can really help us to take that pressure off again and to remember that we mirror the earth. We are nature. And so when we have this understanding of how the earth's energy works, we therefore have an understanding of how our energy works. Now, a few years ago, I would have said that I didn't like this time of year. I would have said that I felt anxious. Perhaps I was starting to feel depressed. I would have questioned, do I have seasonal depression? Or simply have just said, I hate winter and be done with it. But then I started working with the seasons each year. And I started to see that the way that I was feeling in this time of year was normal, was productive, was an opportunity for me to look inwards in a different way. I no longer hate this time of year. I no longer hate winter. I embrace it for what it is. I see the opportunities that are there for my inner world, my reflection, and how I experience moving through this world as a woman with these natural ebbs and flows. When I first started cyclical living, I was working with the moon cycle and then the menstrual cycle, and I had all of these shoulds stacked up against me. It's just the way that I did things, right? I was a rule follower. I go by the book. And so I was like, I'm near ovulation. I should be feeling energetic, or it's nearly a full moon. I should be feeling really bubbly. Without remembering that we ebb and flow even within each cycle. And that is why I teach not just one of the cycles. I'm not a menstrual coach, I'm not a moon coach, and I'm not a seasonal living coach. I'm a cycles guide. I teach you all of the layers so that when these things come up and you go, I feel like I should be feeling this way, but I'm not, we look at the other layers that could be moving and influencing us. Now, while overall my energy is quite low at the moment, I can still feel those glimmers from the moon cycle, from my menstrual cycle, that are kind of pulling me forward, that are wanting me to take aligned action and feeling excited about life and all of the things. But then the season is reminding me that this time of the year in particular is a time for me to be thinking about my self-care and resting and replenishing, so that I can take bigger action once the winter solstice is over and spring starts to bud. If any of this is resonating with you or sending off curiosity bells in your brain, I would love to connect with you. Come over and connect with me on Instagram at Blossoming with Sarah, or you might like to listen to my podcast, Seasons of You. It's a podcast all about women's wisdom, and I share cycle musings episode, teaching you all about these different layers of the cycles and how we can move with them throughout our modern busy lives. And I also have the most incredible guests who share their experiences as women outside of the cycles, but often it always comes back to that as well. Thank you for watching. I would love it if you like and subscribe this video as well.